Muha shared that Nujoma's leadership was especially tested during the intense struggles of 1960 to 1989, a time when the fight for freedom was fierce. He says that those who lived through this period are unlike any other person who participated in the struggle.
His leadership was again tested or put on the scale in the early days of 1990. More particularly, when a presentation was made to him after the first draft constitution was presented to him. He had to accept the new constitution. I said he had to accept the new constitution because remember when SWAPO was formed, the party that he led, the ideology was different from the ideology that appeared in the constitution.
Muha also mentioned that the late founding president encouraged the Namibian people to see themselves first as Africans before identifying as Namibians, and then Namibians before identifying with specific ethnic groups such as Herero, Kavango, Damara, and others. He described Dr. Nujoma as a great Pan-Africanist. The Vice Chairperson of the National Council, Victoria Kauma, shared her memories of working with the late Dr. Sam Nujoma.
I remember also the project of the railway, where all of us could go and volunteer on the railway. All the regions, he could invite everyone to say, all of us, this is our country. All people must volunteer for us to build the railway.
National Council MPs shared their thoughts on the impact Nujoma had on Namibia. SWAPO MP Leona Chikulo, a constituency councillor for Okahao, described the loss of Nujoma as unmeasurable. Chikulo remembered his influence from a young age in shaping Namibia's future.
But I was not differentiate between Sam Nujoma and Kenneth Kaunda. But when I started reading, I said, now the man is in Zambia and there's Kaunda in Zambia, so who's now who? So it means now that time Kaunda was the president of Zambia, and that Nujoma was president of the organization, which is SWAPO. So I start now differentiate because of reading that one.
NUDO's Peter Kathongominya says that today, the two pillars of Namibia's independence are no longer with us.
But one does not undermine those that are still around, that are still having the leadership of the country in their hands. They have been also part of the struggle. They have been also part of whatever happens in Namibia, and I think they have been very close to the founding father, and then they should take that example, because when you are with somebody, the only thing that you remember is when you follow in the footsteps of what he has told you to do.
When SWAPO's Richard Gausep was asked what he thinks Namibia would be like without Sam Nujoma's influence in the political landscape, this is what he had to say.
Namibia will no more be the same anymore. Because Namibia was Sam Nujoma. You could know that even the former president, Dr. Hage Geingob, was always drawing his wisdom from President Nujoma. And he was always doing references to President Nujoma, how he kept his country united.
Martha Mafangeo, NBC News, Windhoek.